All right, what a game for the Montreal Canadiens. 2-1 shootout victory over the Pittsburgh Penguins at the Bell Center. Yes, it is true. Both teams were missing some star players. Yes, it is true. It is the preseason, and this really, literally doesn't matter. But it was still a fun time to watch. I gotta give props to the TSN broadcast crew. That was, I think, the very first game I had seen with Kenzie Lalonde as the main play-by-play. She did a pretty good job. She and Frankie Corrado, I believe it was, did a great job just diving into the game, getting into some of the nitty-gritty details. Sure, of course, it's preseason, so nobody on the ice or on the broadcaster side is going to be perfect, but still, pretty good broadcast, all things considered. Okay, no, I take that back. I didn't like the regional blackouts. I had to watch this game via other means. Anyways, Montreal takes this one 2-1 in a shootout off of an extra time shootout goal from Oliver Kapanen. You know, I wanted to start there, just with Kapanen, because he was the first-line center of today's contest for Montreal. He was alongside of Laine and Demidov to open things up, and I'm just gonna say it right here, man, the guy had a pretty rough game. I mean, especially on the man advantage, you saw Demidov trying to set Kapanen up with one-timers in the slot. He just couldn't get that shot to go. I feel like Ivan Demidov and Laine, they have a lot of potential together. Laine, I don't think, had the best game either, but he looked dangerous in some respects. I think he just has to start moving around a little bit more. Then again, though, that was never really Laine's main forte, so I can understand if he's just kind of trying to do things the way he always has. Ivan Demidov, though, did have a few opportunities to try and get things going himself, but instead of taking the one-timer or walking in with the shot, he tries to set up Oliver Kapanen, and just in those power play moments and then at even strength, I didn't really think Kapanen had the best game here. Even in OT, he ended up bobbling it a few times and lost it. But in the shootout, he gets it done. This is what the Canadiens got him for, I guess. And ultimately, it's those nifty skills and the shiftiness that's able to beat Sergei Murashov and get the win for Montreal in that shootout. Speaking about Murashov, yeah, he was pretty good, but you know who else was pretty good? The goaltender on the opposite side in the second half, Jacob Fowler. Oh my goodness, man, what a beast of a hockey player that guy is. And I'm not even just talking about the shootout, but everything else, from the moment he stepped on to the moment he booted the puck, kicking it away after the win. This guy was solid. The only puck that went past him was in the shootout, where it was Tristan Broz who ended up scoring to tie things up. In fact, he's the guy who scored the first goal of the game for Pittsburgh in general. So the only person to get pucks by Canadiens goaltenders today was Pittsburgh Penguins young stud Tristan Broz. Anyways, back to Jacob Fowler. This guy, man, cross-crease saves in overtime, super clutch, stone-cold, cold-blooded saves in the shootout, super poised, super composed, never overreacts. He just makes the saves he needs to make. And I think a lot of Canadiens fans, if you weren't a believer in Jacob Fowler yet, or if you hadn't seen this guy either in the NCAA or in Laval, this was the time to go out there and pay attention to him, because wowzers, is he legit. Especially with that mask, man. He's got that little Iron Man tribute going on there. What is that, the Mark III? Jacob Fowler is going to be such an amazing story to watch, and I honestly think that the way his development has gone, this guy could be overtaking Jakub Dobeš in short order. Maybe that's why Dobeš was ranked a lot lower in all of the NHL young goalie rankings that we had seen throughout the summer, and Fowler was ranked a lot higher. We're probably seeing that over here now. Let's talk about the goals that went in this game, because as we had noted, the 1-0 goal scored in the first period on Sami Montembeault was scored by Tristan Broz on the power play. The Habs had quite a few issues staying out of the box to open up this game. A lot of power play opportunities for Pittsburgh, and they end up converting here on this play. It's a really nice 1-2 as Broz goes over to Puustinen, who's in the slot, but then Puustinen one-touch passes it back over to Broz, who then rips the one-timer over the glove of Sami Montembeault. Really similar lateral passing to the Tampa Bay Lightning, I noticed. A lot of what they're capable of doing, especially in their heyday with Kucherov, Stamkos, and Hedman, it's all cross-seam, cross-crease, left-right, 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 1T scores. Broz goes over to the middle, back over to him, and it's a really nice play. Kind of reminded me of those old Tampa teams. It was 1-0 at the end of the first. Fowler came in the middle of the second, and we don't end up seeing ourselves another goal until 2 minutes into the third period, where Owen Beck ties things up, assisted by Philip Mesar and Mike Matheson. Mesar tosses the puck towards the front of the goal. It bounces off a few guys. Mesar then wraps around, tries to get the puck back, shoots it one more time, and the rebound is right there on a silver platter for Owen Beck, who is lurking right there in front of the goal to bury it by the Pittsburgh Penguins goaltender Sergei Murashov. Blomqvist played for Pittsburgh in the first half of the game. He was solid. He didn't make any mistakes. But then Murashov, he was very strong too, but ended up letting this goal beat him. 1-1 game for the rest of the third period and then into overtime, where things started to get a little bit antsy because both goalies, Murashov and Fowler, they had to make really nice cross-crease saves. It was a goaltending showdown up until the shootout, where we saw each of the team's best shooters. Ivan Demidov got poked away by Murashov, Patrick Laine shot it wide, Anthony Mantha and Tommy Novak got stopped up by Jacob Fowler. Really cold, hard saves there for the young Canadiens goaltender, before Sean Farrell ended up scoring and giving the Canadiens the lead. His shot goes up and off the blocker of Murashov before it bounces into the net. It's literally like an NHL 26 style goal, where the puck pops up after getting stopped by the goaltender. We all thought it was going to be saved, but no, it bounced in after the fact. But then you had yourselves that same Tristan Broz, who ended up scoring a really nice 5-hole goal on Jacob Fowler. The next two shots by Philip Mesar and Ben Kindle were each saved before Oliver Kapanen gets the game-winning goal. As we had said, he was kind of rough, I'd say, just in terms of how he moved and the decisions that he made with the puck, his readiness for taking one-timers on the power play especially. I don't think that he had the best game out there, but he ended up getting the shootout winner, so of course that is great for Oliver Kapanen. We'll keep our eyes peeled as to how the Canadiens play when they get the man advantage later on, when it's not Kapanen in the middle, when it's instead a Nick Suzuki or somebody like that, and it's Lane Hutson tossing the puck out to the sides too. Ivan Demidov, I thought he was kind of holding himself back a little bit. He looked really good, of course. Nobody else can match the skill that he has on the ice, but there was an element to his game where I'm like, yeah, you're just trying to give Kapanen the goal. Please, just try to score it yourself, Demidov. You can. There was a one-time chance that he had that was stopped up by the pad of Murashov in overtime. Really nice steal by Noah Dobson to keep the play alive, and then feeding it over to Demidov to try to get the shot through. It didn't end up converting into a goal, but it provided us with some great entertainment, so I can't be too upset about that. The Montreal Canadiens win 2-1. Demidov and Fowler, I think, are the ones that stand out the most. I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How did you feel about this Pittsburgh and Montreal hockey game? If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like rating. If you did not enjoy, then leave a dislike. That helps us out as well. Comment section is your floor. It helps out with the algorithm too. Let me know all your opinions on today's contest. I hope you enjoyed this British Rolls 99, and bye.